Hello, 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 everybody. Um, Today we're going to be talking about how to get him to chase you without playing games. And I'm going to share with you 5 feminine behaviors, habits, perspectives, approaches that will have the right man want to pursue you forever, because that's what we really want. So if you don't already know me, I am Naomi Thompson. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I help accomplished women attract and keep the love of their lives. If you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel. I love it. I've got a small channel right now, and I love it when seeing the numbers go up. It really encourages me that people are really wanting to hear what I share. And if you click the the bell icon, and then click all, you'll get notified when I go live or when I post a video. And if you're watching the replay of this, leave a comment or a question, and then I know that you were here, and I'll read them all and I will reply to them all. So hi to the people who are here. Please feel free to pop a question into the chat, into your comments, whatever platform you're watching from, and I will reply to you. So what happens when we find ourselves wanting to chase? What happens when we, because I used to do that. There's this feeling of kind of working really hard for someone. So when we meet someone we really like, often what we will do is we will focus our energy on him. We will focus our energy on him, and you may find you give up some of the other things in your life. You'll be thinking about him a lot. You'll be bookmarking your time to spend with him. Now, we naturally will do that when we are getting to know someone, and a partner is going to take up space in your life. But subtly, without realizing it, we could be chasing a man. When we chase a man, we don't really get to see how he is willing to show up. A man puts in effort for what he values. And what you want is to actually see if a man values you, and you will see that by the effort he puts in. So as accomplished women, we are really great at chasing our goals. We are great at going after the things we want in life, creating opportunities for ourselves, being independent. And actually, and you will have heard me speak about this a few times, actually, when we bring that masculine energy is all about the thinking and problem solving. It's our go-getter energy. When we bring that energy into dating, what I've seen again and again, and what I experienced again and again, is we get disappointed. We get invested in a man, and then we realize he didn't want what I want, or he said he wanted this, and I believed him, but actually 2 years later, I realized that we're really not on the same page, and you've wasted that time, and I don't want that to happen for you, my love. So also can happen is insecurity. We are afraid of rejection, so we want to hold on to him tight. So we will pursue him. And in dating, that can look like arranging the dates, paying for the dates, suggesting you meet up, initiating the phone calls. Have a look at your text messages with a guy if you're dating. Whose text messages are bigger? You will know you are chasing him if you are sending more messages and your messages are bigger than his. And also, another way of chasing a man is like making him the center of your world. That creates the conditions for chasing him, because without him, your world will feel empty. And also sometimes we chase because we want to show him what a great catch we are. It's like, look what a great cook I am. Look how helpful I am at suggesting places for you to park and suggesting dates. We will often find ourselves doing things for a guy that we would really love him to do for us. And I don't want that for you. If you are relating to this, please do pop a comment. And if you have a question, do pop a comment in here, because I really am here for you. I'm here for you for free, and I'm here for you every week. And I plan on doing these for a long time. So, you can show up every week and ask me questions. So, what to do instead if you find yourself being the chaser in a relationship? And it's not like there is a real difference I want to explain about a man who chases you and a man who pursues you. I used the word chase in the title of this, but actually, often a man who really, really chases loves the thrill of the chase. And once he's got you, do you know that familiar feeling? I think I spoke about this last week, and I certainly put that in one of my newsletters. You get that feeling a guy is chasing and chasing and chasing, and finally you let your guard down. If you've been quite guarded, you let your guard down, and suddenly you feel him back away. Ugh, I just remember that feeling. I remember that happening. Hey, hi there from Spain. Great. I'm really glad you can totally relate, because so many of us can relate to that, whatever age we are, whatever stage we're at. So, actually, what you want is a man who is going to pursue you for the rest of your life. And I'm going to share with you now 5 habits, 5 different behaviors that you can adopt. These are authentic, these are natural, these are not strategies. I want you to have a shift in who you are being for the rest of your life so that you really get that cherishing. And if I can do it, then you definitely can. The first is match his energy. So when you are matching his energy, like with the text messages, if he's just on the dating app sending you one word texts, he's sending you one word texts and he is, you know, just sending emojis, don't start sending him whole paragraphs. Just match his energy. Warm, heart emojis, a smile. If he is not asking you out, just soften back and get on with your life. If he is putting in really more effort, then you know that gives you then the kind of safety and some confidence to then really respond to that effort. And I'm going to talk in a minute about feminine dating and about letting him court you. So really matching his energy, notice how much energy is he putting into you. And also realize, male coaches will talk about this too. Men will not put a lot of thought into, am I showing up or am I not with a woman? If they're into you, they're ready for a relationship, they will put in effort. If they're not, then they probably won't. Now, it doesn't mean a guy is going to be totally into you for a relationship. That's a conversation. You really want to know what he's up for. So matching his energy. The next, choose feminine energy dating. What the hell does that mean? Feminine. So you think, right, quick kind of crash course in masculine and feminine energy. Masculine is doing, giving, thinking, action orientated energy. Great energy. We all have that energy in our life. How can you bring up children without that energy? We can't. We need it. We get the jobs done in our life. We earn our living. Feminine energy is about receiving, feeling. It's about intuition. It's about being rather than doing. That is something most of us are not familiar with. And do let me know if you can relate to this. So the whole idea here is let him court you. My teenagers would laugh at me when I use the word court because they thought it sounded so old-fashioned. But however, letting him court you. So let him plan the dates. Let him pay for the early dates. And you give back to him by receiving what he gives you with warmth, appreciating him, letting him know how he's winning with you. Let him know how he's winning your heart. Really share acknowledge the little things he does for you. Just say, I feel so cherished and adored when you do these lovely things for me. I just love how thoughtful, you are, and I love how you think of these little things, and I love how you remember things I've told you that I love. That makes me feel so special. That is gonna light up a masculine man's heart. Now, I want you to be genuine. I want you to be authentic. And, I've had a comment here. As ambitious women, we tend to be in our masculine energy a lot more, and it can be hard to soften. Yes, absolutely, it can be hard to soften. We can be really um, feeling like I've got to step up for myself. No one else is going to be there for me. Um, you know, it's like so many of you have said to me, but I have to step up in my masculine energy. Of course you do. And you know, when I really work deeply with my clients, we work on how you can soften into your feminine energy, even if you don't have a man in your life, and on the dating process. So, choosing feminine energy dating is going to change everything, because you are going to see, is he someone who is valuing you, who really wants to put in the effort, because men don't want to put in effort unnecessarily. If they see that there's a return, that potentially they could have a relationship, then they are going to put in the effort. I know some men will put in the effort to get a hookup. However, how you're going to show up in dating is going to be as a woman who is really wanting a relationship, and you can express that. So appreciating him and choosing feminine energy dating, and let him court you, and you give back your appreciation of what he gives to you. It's going to be far more valuable to him than paying half on a date. It really will, to a masculine energy man who wants to lead a relationship. The next is speak up. Share your needs, your wants, and your boundaries with him. At some point, I'm going to talk about the whole idea. I'm sure there was a book, wasn't there, called Why Men Love Bitches. Now, I'm not suggesting you be a bitch. However, there is something about a woman who's maybe considered a bitch, a bit very assertive and confident, is that she speaks up for her needs and wants and boundaries. She says, no, that's not okay with me. We've got used to acquiescing to what a man wants. And actually, there is a balance to be made in letting a man lead, trusting him to lead, choosing a man that you can trust to lead, and acquiescing to his needs and shoving your needs under the carpet. Okay, so we don't want to do that one. So being able to speak up for what it is you need in a relationship, that could look like you've been dating for maybe a month or so, and then he goes a few days out of contact, maybe if he goes away for work or something, that then you could have a conversation with him and say, I love our time together. When we're together, I can really feel our connection and how into me you are. When I didn't hear from you that weekend, it left me feeling confused. And staying in contact feels really important to me. I'd love to know, what you like to do in a relationship. Again, what you're doing is, with warmth, opening up the communication in the relationship. The next one is have an independent element of your life. You are likely to be an accomplished woman. You're going to be good at your job. You're going to have a lot together in your life. This might sound like no-brainer, of course, but make sure you have an independent element of your life where you enjoy your passions and your people, your friends, hang out with your grown-up kids or whatever it is, independent of the relationship, as well as in the relationship. So that will safeguard you from organizing your life around him and becoming dependent on him as your source of everything. So make sure you have that independent element of your life. And the fifth is know what you value and put that before him. So what is sacred to you? And here, and I will probably repeat this again and again, is that the relationship you want is the prize. The man is never the prize. If you can have that attitude, it will change everything for you in dating and relationships. I adore my partner. I adore our relationship, but he is not the prize, but the relationship we've created together and how I feel when I'm with him, that is the prize. And it means that my neediness, because sometimes I do, I'm a sensitive woman and the neediness can come up. That neediness isn't kind of, oh my gosh, I'm hoping that he's going to be a certain way. So knowing what you value, especially when you're dating, knowing what's sacred to you, a committed relationship, is that sacred to you? Then that is going to be more important than the hot guy you're on a date with. The hot guy is just a hot guy. But is he someone who can be a great partner? Honesty, maybe honesty is a vital value for you. It's sacred to you. So you could have the hottest guy in the world, you could have the best chemistry, but if he's not being straight with you, then he is not going to be able to be the kind of partner you want. So we want you to put your values ahead of the guy and who he is. Feeling secure in a man's care. Feeling secure. You can start to feel that. Well, am I going to feel secure with him from day one of communicating on an app? I know 100% the guys who felt like really secure, solid guys from day one. It's the way they showed up in their communication. It's the way they responded to me expressing, things about dating, how they stepped up, made it super clear. I felt secure with them, even if we'd only been on one date or no dates. So honoring your values raises your value. There's this whole buzz term about being a high value woman. Being a high value woman is about honoring your values highly, valuing yourself highly. So honoring your values raises your values. So now I'm going to go to questions. Please do pop any questions about dating, relationships, any questions, pop them in the chat and I will answer them here live. If you've just joined, I'm Naomi Thompson. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I help accomplished women attract and keep the love of their lives. If you're watching on YouTube, do subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon and you'll get notified when I go live. And if you're watching the replay, pop something in the comment. So I know you're here. So please do, if you have any questions, please do pop them in your wherever in the chat for this video, and I will get them here in StreamYard. This is like your time. I know sometimes it can feel vulnerable asking questions, but this is how we get to learn. I did have a coach when I was dating, but I really got to learn so much from YouTube videos, asking questions, the things that I read, and really absorbing that and practicing it in my life. So I'm a very experienced coach. My clients, they get results, they get married, they get the relationships they want. And my experience, if you don't know me, I came from being the masculine energy, armored girl, to where I am now in the kind of relationship I have, where I just feel really loved and cherished and adored. So if you want to ask questions, I'm here for you for free. And while you are deciding if you're going to ask a question, I'm going to answer some questions I got from some emails and other people have asked me. I'm just seeing if there are any questions on here. So somebody said to me, someone said, right, your videos are helpful and insightful. Thank you. You mentioned you would stand in front of the TV when your husband was watching sports. I've been dating a wonderful man for over 2 years. Lately, he's watching sports so much, I feel neglected. Would you consider a video about what to do in this circumstance? Okay. I've been rumbled. So, yes, I remember, and I did fess up that that was something I did. And because I would just feel so unseen, so ignored. I didn't know how to speak up. I didn't know how to start a conversation that would actually wouldn't be me being spiky and critical, and that he would actually hear me. So I remember feeling so angry and so upset. I just stood in front of the TV while he was trying to watch the football. That was never, ever, ever going to get me the kind of that will get me being heard by him. So please just pop a little heart or a hand raise in the comments if you have experienced that, where you just feel like you want to shake him and just stand in front of him. So I did. I stood in front of the TV. Of course, I didn't get heard. What I would say instead is there's a little process here. One is process your emotions, feel what it is, feel that rage, go and walk it out, go and kind of process the feeling. We go straight to rage, and I've got to give him what for, and I've got to tell him. I've got to tell him what he's doing wrong. Actually, first off, if you just feel what you're feeling, sounds really simple, but it was not something I would have ever thought of. And then when you've processed that feeling, maybe jumped around, screamed into the pillow, whatever, just feel the feeling. And if you need to kind of understand the more of the know-how of doing this, obviously I am a one-to-one coach, but I've got tons of videos as well that are free. When you've done that, then you're going to want to say to him, I really want to share my heart with you. I just got some stuff that I would love to discuss with you. When would be a good time? That's the vital thing. Those 6 words, when would be a good time, is valuing his time. Men value their time. We all do. But, you are going to get him in a much more receptive state. And then you can have a conversation with him and say, I just feel really disconnected from you. I feel far apart from you. So it's not always about having the right thing to say. Okay, we got another question here. Thank you for your question. How to not get discouraged by the guys who want a woman just to fit their boxes and their hobbies, and CV boring questions. CV boring questions exchange is so tiring for me. Any thoughts? Yes. As a woman, you can keep the conversation away from the mundane. Sometimes men do that too, but often they're really clunky with dating, which is okay. And so you can keep it away from surface. One is by, instead of getting involved in the exchanges of like him saying, what have you been up to today? Good morning. How's things? Where can you go with those? You can just share something deeper. So you can just say, I'm feeling really proud of myself today. By the way, I statements and feel statements are very feminine. You connect when we get involved in the surface level conversation with a guy. You're connecting from your head to his head, sort of factual things. He'll say, how's your day? And you say, I've done this, this, and this. It's very, very factual from your head to his head. When you express a feeling, you create an emotional connection, or you invite an emotional connection. So just sharing things like, yeah, I'm feeling proud of myself today. I completed some amazing stuff at work. Or I'm feeling exhausted after my 10K run this morning. And you can also, in the conversation on the messaging, just say to him, I'd love to know what you're looking for in this crazy online dating world. That goes a bit deeper. And in terms of guys who want a woman just to fit their boxes, please do pop a little bit more about that, if you like, in the comments about what you mean by that. Sometimes, yes, on a dating profile, they can come across as a bit of a checklist. I want someone who does this. I want a girl who's a gym bunny, or I want this, this, and this. Um, they're not going to be the right guy for you if you're not a gym bunny and he's looking for a gym bunny. So in some ways, he's very clear about what he is looking for. So I have a whole thing with my dating method to keep it minimalist, to declutter. And then I would just say, just let him go. There are going to be guys who are looking for what you're looking for. And how to not get discouraged is to remind yourself, this is what I did. I just would see that I took on the perspective. A dating website, a dating app is a window, and it is a window for your man to find you. And there are going to be tons of men looking in through that window. And if we are not on the dating app, the chances then of your guy seeing you are dramatically lessened. And there are going to be hundreds of guys looking for connection, but they're not all going to be looking for the kind of connection you're looking for. Some are looking for hookups. Some are looking for a gym bunny. Some are looking for a committed relationship with an intelligent, emotionally connected woman. So really, it's for your dating profile is going to help men discern if they do pursue contact with you. And for you, the kind of questions you come in with will disqualify and qualify guys. Not staying on the dating apps for too long, just questions back and forth. Saying to him, I feel much better speaking than trying to get to know someone by messaging. What are your thoughts on that? Again, if you're new to my world, if you're new to this work, you may not kind of feel the difference there than suggesting. It's a lot more masculine energy to suggest, hey, should we speak? There's nothing wrong with that. But you want a guy and to be an invitation for a guy to lead. So just saying, I feel so much better speaking than messaging. What are your thoughts? Then let him initiate the call. Let him say, yeah, let's speak. And in the phone calls on the early dates, I used to have questions in the notes in my phone. I used to ask, say, do you have a close family? Do they live close by? What do you love doing when you're not working? What are you passionate about? What is your idea of a perfect relationship? We don't just need to talk about the surface level things. And those questions kind of get you deeper. Angelica, I hope that really answered your question. Let me know if I kind of went off piste with that. If anybody else has a question, please do pop the question please do post your question and I will answer it. I've got one more question that was emailed to me before we wrap up. This lady says, my partner works shifts, but when he's home, he's on his phone all the time. I don't work, so I want us to spend time together when he's home, and I feel really neglected. Okay. So, it's a tiny little question here. So I can't assume to know everything about the backstory here. However, I really understand he's so he's been away and you're not working, so naturally your world is feeling oh, what did you say? Someone said, oh, that answered my question. I'd love to hear more about good questions when just getting to know someone. Yes, absolutely. Maybe I should need to create something like that. If you joined my email list, I will pop a link. What I'm going to do, because lots of people ask for questions, I think I will create something in a newsletter of great questions. So I'm just going to, in the comment, oh, hang on, that's not. Let me just pop this in. And if you go on there, then I will create here's the link. You also get free audio training. So anyway, next question. Next question is question. Yes. Okay. So look, it's very tempting to make your world all about him in that situation. If he is not around, you really want to see him. He's so important to you. You want to spend time with him. Of course you do. Before you are tempted to go in with the talk and say, look, can we talk? And you have this conversation, I would prefer first you really shift your energy. So if you were to let him come and find you, when he comes home, welcome him with warmth. So many guys will tell you they absolutely love it when they're met at the door with a warm hug and a smile and a kiss. If you're able to do that, if you're home when he's there, it's such a small thing, but it makes such a huge difference. Let him feel like he's welcome and he's loved, and give him a kiss and a cuddle, and then take care of yourself. Go and do what you need to do. Have plans in the diary. Do things that you are passionate about, and let him come and find you. Because if you find you're the one who's always trying to come and find him, it's going to make you feel so crappy. So have things to do in your life. Still have dates with girlfriends in the diary, even when he's home, from his shifts. And then when you're starting to fill yourself up, when you're starting to fill up your own love tank, for want of a better phrase, then it would be time to have a conversation with him and say, I love you and I'm feeling disconnected. I find myself feeling a bit prickly when I see your phone open and we haven't had time to connect. But I wouldn't have that question yet. I wouldn't have that question yet, that conversation yet with him, until you have started to fill up your kind of love tank yourself and given yourself the attention you're looking for from him. So, okay, I've done another question. Kiara, thank you. Naomi, what about dealing with men who text 2 to 3 times and when they propose a date, then they disappear? I don't feel good initiating contact to confirm the date. What to do? Okay, so if they're proposing a date and then they disappear, it depends. If you've started organizing a date, then obviously I don't want you to show up to a date if he hasn't confirmed it, because that will just feel awful to you. There's a couple of things you can do here. One is just see what he does. As long as you've responded with warmth and you've said, yeah, I'd love to, or I can make that time, then just lean back and just see what he does. A guy who is ready for a relationship, he's really keen on getting to know you, is not going to just drop out of communication unless something has happened that's serious. Now, sometimes a guy may have been having a few conversations with a few women. Many men won't date more than one woman at a time or meet more than one woman at a time. So he may well come to you and say, I won't meet you yet because I'm going to meet somebody else. But if he's just dropped out, again, people can show you who they are very early on in dating. They show you who they are. So if he's just, and where they're at that time in their life. So if he's just dropping out, then he's showing you how he's showing up, how he is going to show up in dating and relationships right now. So you don't want to pursue him. And of course, you don't feel good initiating contact. So sending a message, if you do want to send a message, I would send a message something like, I'm feeling unsure now if we're still meeting. What are your thoughts? Or From your silence, I'm feeling unsure if we're still meeting. What are your thoughts? If he doesn't reply, not another message. Don't send another message. But if he does reply, he may say, "Oh my God, this happened. Yes, I definitely still want to meet you." Who knows? But that is as much as I would do. And I hope that is that's answered your question, Chiara. So, my darlings, you have got, and I will put a link in again in the description. You've got my the link for my free audio training. I am a one-to-one coach. So if you want one-to-one coaching, I'm here and I do have some programs. But for now, come back next week, same time, same place. Get on my email list. There's a free audio training and I will do a date questions. That's such a great idea. And you will get that as well. And I send out a couple of times a week, you'll get like tips and tools and advice around love. And I really do answer questions directly. So if people email me with questions, I'll answer them. Loads of love. Follow me, subscribe, and I will see you next week. Loads of love.